This court will recognize Ms. Erika Kirk as the designated victim representative in this case.
I know she's going to be in trial, I think, in February and March.
And you guys can see on full display what happened to my husband, and there is no ifs, ands, or buts or confusion as to who did it and why.
Did Erika Kirk quietly lock in a backroom deal with Tyler Robinson before everything exploded? Fresh bombshell claims just hit the timeline, and they're moving wild on social media right now. According to The Chatter, Tyler Robinson is being framed as the easy fall guy in Charlie Kirk's assassination, and people are asking who really cashes in when that story gets stamped as fact so fast.
And are you aware that the DNA evidence that was seized from the scene consisted of a mixture of at least 5 different individuals?
I'm not a DNA expert, so...
So you know enough to say what helps him, but you're not going to answer whether or not there were 5 individuals mixed into that DNA.
I'm not aware of that, no.
Okay.
What's making this even crazier is the talk about possible ties between Erika's family and Tyler Robinson's family. Nothing is proven at all, but even whispers about shared circles got viewers watching this whole situation sideways when names, timelines, and relationships start matching up. The internet never chills. It keeps digging for receipts. Meanwhile, Erika is not sitting quiet waiting on some courtroom to speak for her.
Forgive them, for they not know what they do. That man, that young man.
She's been everywhere lately, doing interview after interview, straight up saying Tyler Robinson 100% did it, even though the trial hasn't even kicked off yet. No jury picked, no full evidence laid out, no verdict stamped in ink. But she's talking like it's already sealed and delivered, and that's the part that's got people side-eyeing the whole situation hard. Here's where it gets heavy. Erika was officially appointed as the victim's representative, which means she'll speak in court on Charlie's behalf about his rights and interests. That's not a small title, that's serious responsibility. So now people are asking if it's fair to publicly declare someone guilty while also holding a role that carries that kind of legal weight.
And you guys can see on full display what happened to my husband, and there is no ifs, ands, or buts or confusion as to who did it and why.
Whatever happened to innocent until proven guilty? In this case, that principle feels like it vanished overnight. Every time Tyler Robinson's name pops up, Erika repeats the accusation with zero hesitation. Then she goes a step further and says she doesn't want any other theories or narratives floating around on social media once the case is done. That line alone shook up the comment sections. Since when does anyone get to decide what the public can question, break down, or analyze after a high-profile case like this? Trying to demand silence never shuts people up. It does the opposite. It turns the volume all the way up. And folks still remember what went down just days after Charlie's assassination. During a conference call not long after the tragedy, Erika sounded surprisingly relaxed, even laughing and joking while talking about merchandise sales. That moment stuck with people. Fast forward to now, and every recent appearance shows a completely different energy. She looks stern, controlled, and intensely serious. That sharp switch has viewers feeling uneasy. The side-by-side clips are all over the internet, replayed again and again, with people asking why the tone flipped so hard. From the outside looking in, the timeline feels off. The pieces just are not clicking together right now. The suspicion around Erika keeps growing. The interviews, the public statements, the timing, and the push to shut down alternative conversations are all adding pressure. One major question keeps popping up. Is this about justice, or is it about managing the narrative before the full truth has room to breathe? And that leads to the bigger question. Was Tyler Robinson set up, or was he involved from day one? Then there's the talk about possible ties between Erika Kirk's family and Tyler Robinson's family. That angle did not appear out of thin air. Internet users started digging and found something that raised eyebrows fast. People online noticed Erika has close family connections to Utah, the same state where Tyler Robinson's family is based. Her aunt and uncle, Carla and Jack Solomon, currently live in Salt Lake City, and now that detail is being examined under a spotlight.
It's really powerful because Charlie knew that you don't just talk about the youth, you talk to the youth. And he has put us in a position where this is such an authentic and true movement. I mean, case in point, you have high schoolers, some of them that are walking out for those ice out walks. Our students, instead of walking out, they're holding hands in a circle around the American flag praying. There is a huge juxtaposition between what we are providing for our students rather than the other side. And so it's really powerful. And Charlie, before he told the team, Andrew Cipher was in that meeting, our chief field officer, he said, I want a high school chapter on 35,000 high school campuses. And Andrew's like, it's so, so important. And I'm just honored and blessed that Charlie entrusted not just to me, but our whole entire Turning Point USA team to carry this mission forward.
Carla reportedly owns an investment company in Utah. And the second that detail hit the internet, online researchers started linking pieces together fast. Screenshots, business records, old posts, everything started getting pulled up and examined. Now, this next part has not been officially confirmed, but the allegations alone are explosive. Multiple online claims suggest that Carla's investment company may have previously done business with Tyler Robinson's father, Matt Robinson, and this is where the story takes a sharp left turn. Matt Robinson is said to own the construction company that handled work at the exact location where Charlie was assassinated. According to reports spreading online, just days after the tragedy at Utah Valley University, the specific area where Charlie's tent once stood was completely changed. The original materials were removed, the ground was dug up, and the entire section was repaved with bricks and concrete pavers. People noticed that the scene was not left as it was cleared out and rebuilt. Internet users have pointed to LinkedIn profiles and various news mentions claiming that Matt Robinson owns Precision Granite and Marble LLC. The big allegation is that this same company was contracted to do the work that covered over the site. That detail alone has people raising serious eyebrows and asking tough questions.
But we serve a just God, and I rest easy in knowing that He's sovereign, but He's just. And so let the Lord.
Utah Valley University later confirmed they approved changes to that section of the courtyard, saying it was for safety reasons and memorial plans. That's the official explanation. But here's what keeps people talking. The university would not publicly name the company that actually did the work. That silence is what keeps the speculation alive. And it did not stop there. One user on X decided to dig deeper and pulled data from Google Trends. According to that post, more than 100 searches for Precision Granite and Marble LLC reportedly showed up in Israel in November 2021. Here's the twist that caught attention. There has never been a registered company by that exact name operating there. That detail sent online forums into overdrive. People started asking why a Utah-based construction company would suddenly be searched overseas. Why at that time? Why at all? Individually, each piece might look minor, but when you stack family links, reported business connections, a modified crime scene, and unusual search data on top of each other, it creates a timeline that some viewers say feels too aligned to ignore. Right now, people are not declaring final answers. They are pressing for clarity. Because when personal ties, business dealings, site changes, and unexplained patterns overlap, the questions only get louder.
I want there to be no hesitation in understanding of what happened to my husband that day. I want there to always be full transparency, because what I don't want to have happen is for there not to be, and then I am relying then on social media and other news outlets to explain the narrative rather than saying, hey, this is what happened, this is what here's all of the, it's just as hard, all of the facts on the table for you guys to see, and you guys can see on full display what happened to my husband, and there is no ifs, ands, or buts or confusion as to who did it.
So what does all of this really point to? Are Tyler Robinson's family and Erika Kirk's family somehow connected in a way that feeds into what some online voices are calling one massive psychological operation? That's the theory floating around. Even if you do not believe that angle at all, one thing is hard to ignore. Erika's public behavior and her statements about Tyler have felt inconsistent, shifting, and hard to pin down. Let's rewind, because people definitely remember this part. Just 2 days after Charlie's assassination, Erika publicly forgave Tyler Robinson. She said she trusted the Lord to bring justice and made it clear she was placing the outcome in God's hands. That moment spread fast online. Supporters praised it as faith, strength, and grace under pressure. Now fast forward to today, and the tone feels completely different. Erika has filed a motion for a speedy trial, pushing to move the case ahead quickly. At the same time, she's doing repeated interviews, speaking with total certainty, and openly urging that Tyler be found guilty before the trial has fully unfolded. That contrast has people pausing. How do you shift from forgiveness and faith to intense public pressure? How do you say you are leaving it to the Lord, then turn around and demand a fast verdict while declaring guilt in every appearance? And then came another coincidence that made people freeze mid-scroll and look twice. The attorney Erika chose to file that speedy trial motion is Jeffrey Neiman. That name instantly caught attention for a lot of viewers because he previously defended Alex Acosta during the 2008 case tied to Jeffrey Epstein. That was the plea deal where Epstein pleaded guilty to lesser state charges instead of facing federal charges that could have meant life in prison. That history is public record, and people were quick to point it out. Now, that connection alone does not prove anything about this case, but it definitely made people raise an eyebrow when they saw the overlap. So the questions keep building. Why the sudden push to move this case forward so quickly? Why the urgency, especially after saying she forgave Tyler and trusted God to handle justice? What shifted between that moment and now? Viewers admit they do not have final answers, but many say the timeline feels strange. Forgiveness, then pressure. Faith, then aggressive momentum. Calm public statements, followed by non-stop interviews with firm declarations. At this point, people are not just following the legal process, they're tracking Erika's decisions step by step, and each move adds another layer to a story that feels more complex every day.
How is it that you go into young people and you convey to them the authenticity of what is happening in this country? What do you say to them?
You can't explain authenticity. You either feel it or you don't. Charlie was very good about that. He never had to over-explain who he was. He was phenomenal on his daily show. He was just an amazing man. Everyone knew that. Everyone could see it. And thank gosh we have all of his videos that we can see for years to come. But the young students see authenticity and they can immediately sniff it out. They can also see if there's desperation in the room.
If she said the Lord would handle justice, then why file motions to speed up the trial now? And why publicly state that Tyler Robinson is absolutely guilty before a jury has even heard the full case? That contradiction alone has people confused and asking what really shifted behind the scenes. Scroll through social media and one theory keeps repeating. Some online commentators claim Erika may be reacting to the fact that the narrative she and Turning Point tried to present did not land the way they expected. Critics argue the messaging did not quiet the backlash, and instead of the story fading out, more people started digging deeper. That is the perception spreading online. Users are now re-examining Charlie Kirk's past interviews, resurfacing old clips, past statements, and moments they believe deserve another look. The more content people pull up, the more debates spark across timelines. Supporters defend him, critics question him, and the conversation keeps growing louder by the day. With the trial expected to begin in May, there is real uncertainty about what else could come to light before then. Some viewers believe Erika is moving quickly to protect her position and shield Turning Point from further controversy. Others say she is simply seeking justice as fast as possible. Either way, the spotlight is not fading, and every move now is being watched closely. That brings us to her latest media stop. Erika recently returned to Fox News to talk about the upcoming trial. But here's the twist. Instead of zeroing in on the legal details, a big portion of the conversation centered on Turning Point and continuing what she described as Charlie's mission. To many viewers, it felt less like a breakdown of the case and more like a brand spotlight. The trial almost faded into the background while Turning Point took center stage again. That shift did not go unnoticed online. Then came the moment that really got people talking. Erika was asked what authenticity means to her. That question stood out. It suggested the network is fully aware of the criticism and commentary circulating about her online presence, but her response only added fuel to the debate. She shifted into a serious tone and said, "Authenticity is something you feel, not something you prove, not something you show, just something you feel." That answer did not sit well with everyone. Critics quickly brought up the Zoom call from just days after Charlie's assassination, where she was seen laughing and discussing merchandise sales. That clip is still circulating. Supporters argue context matters. Detractors say the contrast is hard to ignore. No matter where people stand, that moment continues to resurface, and each new interview keeps the conversation alive. At this stage, viewers are not just dissecting one interview, they are questioning the whole presentation. The more Erika tries to steer the narrative, the more critics say the weak spots start showing. She has again gone on record saying she knows for a fact that Tyler Robinson is guilty and that she wants the case finished so the speculation stops and no one else gets blamed. That firm stance is clear, but what some people find hard to accept is the shift in tone. For months, critics argue that Turning Point avoided tough questions, sidestepped accountability, and kept certain footage private. That is the accusation circulating online. Now, suddenly, Erika is calling for transparency and authenticity, speaking as if openness has always been the goal. That contrast is what keeps the comment sections active. Even details like a new wardrobe choice, including a noticeable pink suit during the interview, became talking points. Viewers read into everything. Scroll through the replies and a pattern stands out. Supporters say she is standing strong under pressure. Detractors say the more she speaks, the less convinced they feel. Either way, trust is now part of the trial playing out in public, and every statement adds another layer to that debate. At this stage, some viewers say they are not confused anymore. They are convinced something feels off. One commenter wrote, "There's no confusion at all. A televised patsy show won't change the truth." That line alone picked up traction fast.
There's nothing to hide. I know there's not, because I've seen what the case is built on. Let everyone see what true evil is.
Another person made a dramatic comparison, saying it would be like making Yoko Ono the lead singer of the Beatles after John Lennon was assassinated. That comparison is intense, but it shows how emotional and skeptical parts of the audience have become. When it comes to the idea that Tyler Robinson could be a patsy, what stands out is how often that theory appears across platforms. It's not just a handful of accounts accounts repeating it. The same suspicion keeps popping up in different spaces, worded in different ways. Some online voices argued there is no way Tyler acted alone, or even at all. Others strongly reject that idea and insist the legal process should play out without outside pressure. Either way, attention is now locked on the upcoming trial. Many believe Erika and Turning Point are no longer shaping the public conversation the way they once did. The internet has taken over that role. As independent online researchers continue digging into timelines, business ties, and public statements, people wonder what else could surface about Erika, Tyler, and the broader story. Is this desperation, damage control, or simply a fight for justice? Share your thoughts below. Hit like and subscribe if you want to keep up with every twist as this unfolds.